Oi.
talking now?
Hello?
Huh?
Is everything all right in there?
Well, I don't think he's dead. I think I won the fight. Just about.
死んでないこいつ。ナイスショット。
Bring him out here.
Deputy,
Sounded like quite a commotion. Is that him?
I sincerely hope so.
Old Anders Anderson.
So what now?
Take him in, come on.
連行する。
A fine job, well done. And a pat on the back for me for stopping the train. Load Anders onto the back of your horse there, and we'll take him to Sheriff Gray.
よいしょ。
There you go. You are a natural. All right, let's take him in. Follow me.
What about the others?
Oh, we'll round them up. Anders back there is the brains of the operation, and that's really saying something.
You're the boss.
That was mighty impressive, sir. I have to admit. I'd hazard a guess you've served the law yourself at some point.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that.
Are you familiar with the area here?
No, not really.
On your right here, these tobacco fields?
タバコ
This is
畑。
part of Caliga Hall, big estate belonging to the Gray family.
Looks bone dry.
Yes, we are in dire need of some rain round here, let me tell you. The Grays have lived in Caliga Hall for generations. Fine people. My family's been working for them for years. Sheriff Gray's the one I know best, of course, but they own half the businesses in town.
Which town?
Rhodes, sir. You don't know it? Where we're headed right now.
ローズに向かっ
Ain't
て
what
る
it was before the war, but it has its charms. I'm sure you already know of the Braithwaites.
Like I said, just got down here.
Another big family in these parts. They have an estate west of here. Awful people, truly awful. They've been fighting with the Grays for as long as I can remember.
Sounds like quite the place you got here.
Damn, that's a fine old name.
We're gonna bear left here.
「ローズで武器を使って騒動を起こすことはダチに止められている」さっき見たな。
Here we are. Welcome to Rhodes. Up there on your left is the Rhodes Parlor House. Very reputable saloon owned by the Gray family. We also have a general store, gunsmith, post office, train station, of course.
What more do you need?
Oh, good, they're back. And that's your friend, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna stop just ahead on the right, outside the sheriff's office. Can you grab Anders off your horse and carry him in for me?
連れていく。
Just bring him here.
よいしょ。本当に死んでないの？
Hey, fellas.
あ、どこだ？
Okay, this way.
あ、ここか。
Mr. Gray!
We got him.
Very good. I told you Arthur would deliver. Man has a passion.
Awesome,
for
you
justice.
just-
That's wonderful. So, about my friend here?
Your idiot friend is free to go. But no more trouble from you, partner.
I promise you, this was all just a big misunderstanding. However, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'll pretend to appreciate that. Mr. McIntosh, it has been a real pleasure. The mostly good citizens of Rhodes, we welcome you.
Well, we're just honored to be here.
And make your friend behave. We got enough trouble from some of the residents, old-timers who've gone, sadly, to seed and lost their dignity.
How terrible. Come along now. I will keep this fellow on the straight and narrow.
Come back and see us sometime soon. Excuse me, gentlemen. Bo, these better be ugly rumors. Is it true you were seen talking to that wretched Penelope Braithwaite?
I can't thank you enough.
Where have you been?
Around,
And where you staying?
I'm renting a caravan on the edge of town behind the church. It's horrible, but no one comes looking. The whole town is trapped in this interminable feud between the two families. His lot, Gray's, and Braithwaite's.
Interesting.
Two old plantation houses, falling out of rebel gold, marrying cousins or not marrying.
Arthur, Jose, you start poking around. See what you can find out about that.
I have missed you, boys. I've heard about bounty.
There's been a price on my head for 13 years. It'll take 'em months to find us down here, and it seems like we can have a little sport.
Well, they're good bounties.
Where you hear this?
Some fellas I met at a camp near the state line said there was talk of it in bars in the north and west for 500 miles. There was talk of super agents of some sort.
Super agents. I'd love to meet one. It's just talk.
I'm sure it is, but I couldn't not tell you.
Stay out of trouble.
Thank you, gentlemen.
かっこいいなジョサイ
Okay, so these two plantation families. Arthur, you start sniffing around the Gray's place, see what the story is there.
Yeah, I passed by it earlier with our friend, Archibald.
Good. Hosea, you see what you can find out about these Braithwaites.
All right. Thank you, Arthur.
Quite a fishing trip.
本当だよ釣りに来たはずなのに
I'm up for it.
How about you, Arthur? Have you had enough of the chase for one day?
大物釣り上げて疲れたいや行くでしょ
Don't think too hard.
行く行く
Sure, why not?
Great. Hosea, why don't you lead us to that spot you were talking about? I kind of like this place.
Okay. Let's see if we can avoid any more excitement.
たまにはな釣りでもしないと馬どこだあ来た来た来た来た来た来た来たこれどこまで行くねちょっと
All right, gentlemen. Follow me.
ちょっと馬服を着替えたいの
Are you
あれ
coming?
着替えてねこれがあるか
They're not.
ダンジンどこですか
So how far is this creek?
It's a bit of a ride still, and it's not a creek. It's the same lake we camped on, just a different pipe. It'll be worth it. I saw some big drum and sturgeon there. Should be rock bass, bluegills, perch, pickerel too. It's a good spot.
We'll see if you're as good at catching fish as you are at catching criminals, Arthur.
Trelawney owes me for that.
Trelawney owes everyone for something, but his information is good.
Plus, we are now ingratiated with the local law. I'd say it was a worthwhile diversion all around.
Partner?
どこにあるんだ
Where is this spot, Hosea? Timbuktu?
Not too much farther. Anyway, you two never told me properly about that business with Cornwall in Valentine. What happened there? Apart from scaring the living daylights out of Mr. Strauss.
That was about the only upside. John and I didn't even have time to get paid for the sheep we rustled.
It is safe to say Mr. Cornwall isn't a man to let bygones be bygones.
Ambushed us in the saloon. He came with a lot of guards and what seemed like just about every lawman in the county.
We've had closer shaves, but not that many.
And if Cornwall found us, the Pinkertons couldn't have been far behind.
They found me when I was fishing with Jack, remember?
Listen, it was good we moved when we did, but that mess is behind us now.
Yes. Jack told me you were a good teacher when you took him fishing. I said he must have you confused with someone else.
たま
Very funny. So what Trelawney said about those bounty hunters? What you think?
I told you, I've had bounty hunters after me for years. When was the last time I didn't have a price on my head?
Seems a little bigger now, Dutch. This is the spot. Down to the left there.
それは賞金上がっちゃうわな。
I saw some boats around last time. Be good to get to deeper water. Yes, over there on the shore.
飯食わんと。もっと食っとこう。じゃあ
I'm sure nobody would mind if we borrowed one of these. Come on.
あれ降りね
Girl?
え降りねえどっちやねんよいしょさて
All right. This looks like a fine vessel.
この船
Okay.
借りんのか
Come on, Arthur. Let's get her in the water.
Oh, I got a good feeling about fishing here. It's supposed to be some incredible
チ
sturgeon.
ョウザメ
Okay, here we go. Let me row. You boys are too old for real labor no more.
You're too dumb for anything else.
You're still too quick for me, old man.
Enjoy picking on children. Now take us to the deeper water and pray for good luck and stupid fish.
But what about stupid
どうやっ
luck
て
and
こぐんだ
good fish?
That'll do too.
めっちゃ
Get us a
跳ね
bit
た
deeper.
連打かよロックスター連打大好きだなマジで連打で走るとかいいめんどくせえ
I think here's good.
なよし
All right. Good luck, gentlemen.
釣り竿を装備
Should really come here at dawn or dusk. That's when you catch the best fish. We should use a lake lure. That'll give us a much better chance of hooking something big like a
Oh.
sturgeon.
ルアーくれたのありが
On
て
with
え
good old worm.
Oh, worms are good for tiddlers like bluegill and rock bass.
よっ
But
しゃ
you'd have to be real lucky to catch a sturgeon with one.
Lures it is, then.
Hey.
You heard the expert, Arthur. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten.
なんだなんだあーこれずっと押してないといけないクリクリしまして来ない
Okay, that was a
いや
bite.
マジかだって
Maybe if
早
you
っ
caught a fish, we'd stop teasing them.
Ha! Got ya! Damn it!
Yeah,
I
magical.
lost him.
やべ俺だけ釣れてない来てんのかどうかがわからんなこの角度じ
Arthur's got a bite.
ゃあ来た
Now reel him in, Arthur.
はいはいはいはいはいはいおとなしくなったら
I got a bite.
来た
Hey,
釣
look
れ
at
た
this
なん
beauty.
だこれ
There you go.
Well done, Arthur.
They can grow a lot bigger than that.
コクチバス
Told me he once saw a monster lake sturgeon near the mouth of the river, just southwest of Saint Denis. 50-pounder, he reckoned.
こっち側に
I would like to see
あら
that.
ダメなんだ
Hey, Hosea,
めっちゃいる
you
めっ
remember
ちゃい
that
るな
time we sent Arthur out fishing? He came back with 3 beautiful bass. Not this again.
I don't think I do.
Oh, yeah. You do.
そこに
He was maybe
そこにいる
20.
近くにでかいのが
21. Walked in all full of himself. We had a big feast. Toasted him all night. This was 15 years ago.
Oh, I
近
remember
くにで
now.
かいのいたな今
Then, the next week, Arthur and I are at the market, and Fishmonger calls out,
釣れないかな
So how did you enjoy those
めっ
bass?
ちゃそこにいるんだけど
Look, you can fish,
これ
or you can go drinking all day, rob someone, and buy some fish.
近すぎてダメだ
I used to go fishing with this feller back in the day. Wesley, his name
あ
was.
やべ
Real miserable bastard, but he loved to fish. We go out all the time. But
糸絡まっちゃ
one
う
day, we were river fishing when we see a funeral procession going over the bridge, and out of the blue, Wesley stands up,
来た
takes off his hat, bows his head. Then he sits down, picks his rod back up, and carries on. Doesn't say a word. So I'm a little
Mighty,
surprised
mighty,
and say,
mighty.
Wesley, that was nice of you.
全然話聞いてね
He replies, well,
釣りに
felt
夢
I
中
had to. After all, I was married to her for 30 years.
Oh, there he is. Oh,
口
dear God. I might swim to shore.
それ釣りたいなそれチョウザメでしょ絶対
Remember those big salmon I caught in Montana last year? We had a banquet planned that night until Copper went and scoffed the lot.
You never had control of that dog. He had some spirit, though. Never lost the puppy in him, right to the end. You know, I remember us
Wait,
saying
so-
how Blackwater
Sixteen,
was the furthest east we'd ever been. As a group, I mean. Feels like the more we try to head west, the further east we end up.
ダ
We
メ
had all those safe spots picked out to lie low in New Austin after the ferry job.
I liked it there.
よいしょ
Still open and wild, the way it should be. Somehow the
見えてるやつは
desert
釣れ
makes
ねえ
you
のか
feel closer to the sky. No point us trying to get back that way anytime soon. Pinkertons have patrols out all over tall trees and Great Plains. We saw when we went back for Sean. Well, look at us now, huh? It could be worse. Plans change. That's just how life goes.
むずい
Did
な
I ever tell you my mother's buried in Blackwater?
Really? She is?
Apparently so. I only found out from an uncle of mine years later. Last I knew, she was still outside Philadelphia.
来た
I left home at 15 and didn't see her again. She and I didn't always see eye to eye. I wasn't always a very obedient
また
child.
ちっちゃいな
I can only imagine.
Still, I loved her
チョウザメ
in
釣
my
りたい
own
な
way. And she me in hers. Somehow, even from the grave, she managed to have the last laugh.
これいつまでやるんだろうチョウザメ釣れるまでやらされるのかなダメだここにいるのにダメかホゼプルプルしてんの
Got a nibble there, Arthur?
Nice,
Oh,
you
shit,
hooked
great.
it.
食いついたぞ巻いて巻いてまたちっちゃいなこれさては
There you go.
Oh,
That's a nice one.
うわなんだあれ右側になんかいた
That'll
右じゃ
grill
ね
up
左か
nice.
なんかやべえのいんなあれ細長えの向こうに 向こうに投げたいな。なんでこっち側しかダメなんだ。
You got a bite
来
there,
た来た来
Arthur.
た来た来た
You hooked him?
来た来た来た来た。
Nicely done, Arthur.
めっちゃ釣ってるな俺。ちっちゃいのばっかだけど。
Make sure you don't forget about that and let it rot in the bag.
ここにいんのに釣れないのすげえじれったいな。絶対こいつ超ダメなんだよな。絶対お前超ダメだろ。本当にこのルアーで釣れんのか。おい、ちっちゃいのしか釣れねえけど。超ザメ釣りてえな。
You got something biting, Arthur.
Fish on the line, Arthur.
またちっちゃい。
Well done.
あ、なんかさっきと違うな。うわ、ニジマス。きた。
Oh, Arthur's pleased with that one.
新種。超ザメ。超ザメ来い。これマジでいつまでやんだろう。終わりが見えない。マジで超ザメ釣るまでやらされるのかな。おお、来た。おお、いい。
Good job, Arthur. Keeping that one, eh?
あ、しまうってある
Hey, I reckon we
な。
call
あ
it a day, fellas.
自分のタイミングで終わらせられ
You
たん
ain't
かい
been。chasing down outlaws.
All right.
Let's
Think we got a
head.
decent haul here.
Howdy.
Pearson will be happy.
こ
Should
れ
we
も
head
しかしてこのまま帰る？
back?
We could keep the boat not too far back to
What's
camp
up?
from here.
Good idea. Could be useful.
What about the horses?
Well, they'll find their way
勝
back.
手に帰って
Just
くるん
follow
だ。
the shore south, Arthur.
That was fun.
Aha.
Thank you, boys. Now, Hosea,
Yes.
how about a song?
馬呼んでる。あ、呼べねえ
All right, I got one for you. I asked that gal to give me some.
馬。歌い始めた。
Give me some. She says, wait till the taters is done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. Threw her on the floor and I knocked off some. I wish to God I'd passed her by. I wish to God I'd passed her by. Taters got burned and so did I.
めっちゃ笑ってるけど。
Pretty good. But you know, what song we should be singing?
What?
Well, look at us. Free mariners.
Ah, of course.
Well, we be free poor mariners, newly come from the seas. We spend our lives in jeopardy while others live at ease. Shall we go dance this round, around, around? Shall we go dance this round, around, around? Hey, that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this round, 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 round. We care not for martial men that do our states disdain, but we care for the merchantmen that do our states maintain. To them we dance this round, round, round. To them we dance this round, round, round. And he that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this ground, 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 ground.
Oh, bravo! Bravo!
めっ
You
ちゃ
know,
楽しそう。
we should not let the folks back in camp think that we have too much fun.
Indeed not.
All right. I think I mean, we're gonna be okay. I know. I always know. Whenever I got you two by my side, things are gonna be just fine. This place will be good for us. For now, anyway.
I hope so.
Well, I am going to take in the view.
I'll give these fish to Pearson.
やったー。終わったー。
Arthur, how you been? I've been real worried.
What do you want?
Don't be like that.
白だからサブミッションだ。
Just a few bucks. I'm short.
Get lost.
Well, I'll go try someone with a
おじ
heart.
さんのクエストやらん。
When I thought to myself, what a pair of feckless bastards. Was up near
ちゃうちゃうちゃう。
the bit.
遠いなあ。グレイ家に行けって言ってたね、そういえば。行くか。
I was fixated on this pot.
もう戻ってきてる馬。
Big fancy
早っ。
was. Was a greedy bugger. And hungry too. Hadn't eaten 3 days. I thought to myself, I robbed this pair of
Hey, you're okay, girl.
I followed it out of the bar. It was dark, right? I followed down this alleyway. They pulled out me gun to threaten him
暮
with
らしをかけらんない。
He just stood there laughing at me. I felt like a 6-year-old. Go ahead, they says. Shoot us. So I did. Bang, bang, bang.
よし。
The bastards had spotted me at the bar and taken the bullets out of me gun.
この懸賞金70ドル使ってんの。
And rather than kill me, he took me and got me some food.
金持ってない。
That, of course, was that.
とりあえずグレイ家に行く。